Alright, welcome to the Animation 4 or Flash Transitions video series. This is going to be video 1, and I'm going to show you how to make a video very similar to the one we have on screen and do a quick export. And there is a sound effect. I don't know if you can hear it on your end, like a couple swooshes. It'll run again. So we have some bouncing balls, we have fades, we have text fading in, we have text changing shape. So I'm going to close out on that. And then you can see the timeline up here. So I'm going to hit enter. You can see the things bounce from off stage and then there's two sound effects, and then the text appears at the end. So 6 layers, and then I'm going to start a new one and show you that basic setup. So let's go File, New, and thanks for offering to make tutorials, or excuse me, not tutorials, but transitions for the show. And there'll be some options in this mod for some creative work on your own. So first of all, I have the stage. I did a little zoom out. I'm going to change the background to black. I'm going to go over to the circle tool, and I'm going to draw on this first keyframe. So you don't really need to select it, but I did. And I'm going to use like a gold color. In that last one I just showed you, I did yellow. I'm going to go over to this color wheel, and I'm going to select gold, and then I'm going to go over here and brighten it up a little bit, and we'll hit OK. So like the Vegas gold for LCN. So we have a ball. You may need to turn off this outline feature. This is a little stroke, and that means it's going to be an outline. Right now I don't have it. And then I'm assuming you have some experience, so I'm going to go fairly quickly. I'm going to keyframe out to 20, and then I'm going to reposition the bouncing ball. I'm going to keyframe out to 40, excuse me, by hitting F6, so I'm not right clicking, and then I'm just going to go over there, and then 60, keyframe, and then we'll go in that direction. And then I'll right click, motion tween the difference, and we'll hit play, see what we got. So it's bouncing in, boom, boom, boom. I'm going to add a second layer, start at the keyframe again, draw a circle from the other side. I'm going to change up my timing, so I'm going to keyframe at 15. We're going to bounce off the top, 30, bounce off this wall, and I'm going to keyframe at 45. Oh, got some mistakes here. It's pretty good. All you have to do is highlight everything, right click, remove those frames, and you basically kind of build it back out. So I'm going to hit F6, and I'm going to place it again. And I'm going to go to 60, and I'm going to place it last time, and then we'll go over here. And again, motion tween the differences, right click, motion tween, and between the two starting and ending points. And then we should have two that are bouncing at like a staggered intervals, if you will. There you go. To get them to fade, all we have to do is apply an alpha tween. We already have these tweens placed, so at the very last frame I can click on them, and this will bring up my properties for that actual object. So you have properties for the timeline, and now you have properties for the object. I can go down to alpha and change that to 100 or 0, excuse me, and then I can click over. I could have clicked directly on that one. And from my experience, if you click on alpha, it'll be already set to 100, or excuse me, 0 again. And then during that last set, that last tween, they will fade out. Alright, then I'm going to insert a layer here. I'll call that one text. And I'll go grab the text tool. And I'm just going to highlight a box. This is my size, font size if you will. And then I'll type in LCN. I'll change that color to white, get some contrast. Let's see, LCN. I'm on impact for my font. So I'm going to make that a little bit bigger, fill up some of the space, and that's good enough. I can just kind of click off of it, click the selection tool, and I can reposition it. And then I'm going to reverse alpha tween that. So to do that, I need to create the text box. I need to transform it over to a symbol. So I'm going to right click, convert to symbol, a graphic, and just call it symbol 1, that's fine. And I'll keyframe it out to, let's say, 40. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to adjust my alpha. So I'm going to click on the actual symbol now. It's going to be treated just like one of the yellow balls. Alpha is at 0. Keyframe it out to 40. I don't need to do anything right now. I still want it to be clear at 40. And then if I keyframe it out to 50 and click on it and adjust my alpha to 100 and then put a motion tween between those two, it should fade in like that. And then if I want to resize it so it appears that it's getting, coming towards me or zooming in or something like that, on frame 60 I can choose the freeform select tool and resize it and reposition it a little bit, and the tween should already take care of that. So as it fades in, it also gets larger, and I don't like the ratio that it had. I'm going to shrink that down a little bit. I'll see what that looks like. It looks pretty good to me. And then one thing you'll want to do is extend the time so the text actually stays up for a few seconds. So if you just keyframe everything out there, it'll stay on. So if you export it, it'll kind of loop and be done really quick. If you add a little bit of a buffer to the end, you can fade it out on your own if you import it to a video or something like that. Okay, so that's how to do some simple motion tweening with some fades, and then a text that fades in and kind of changes size, gets larger or zooms in as you go from there. So obviously you want to save it and save it to the V drive, and we'll do a second installment with sound and exporting from there. All right.